For decades, women have been debunking the stereotype that math is for men, that boys outperform girls when it comes to numbers. Take, for example, Sheryl Sandberg, former CEO of Facebook. She had a BA in economics from Harvard and put it to really good use. How about Safra Catz, CEO of Oracle, a BS from Wharton School of Business? Or Jane Fraser, CEO of Citigroup, BA in economics. Mary Barra, CEO, General Motors, a BS in electrical engineering. And more young women are going into STEM, career paths, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And that number is expected to grow 10% over the next 8 years. And that should be the real story. Instead of celebrating that success, social media influencers are sabotaging it with a dangerous trend called girl math. Let's look at some recent headlines about what I'm talking about. Girl math think using cash just doesn't count as spending money. Another headline, how I used TikTok girl math to visit 22 countries last year. Now, the real harm of jokes about girl math, here are some examples of girl math shared online.
Today I'm going to be explaining girl math to my husband. First, if I pay with cash, it's free.
Really? If I paid cash, it's free?
If you return an item at the store, you just earn money. So if you return something and buy something at the same time, it was free.
No, because you had to spend the money the first time.
If you return something and then buy something, it's free? Now, this is the kind of logic that is all over TikTok and Instagram right now. And okay, now maybe they're joking, and it can be funny, I suppose, in a seemingly playful way of making bad spending decisions sound cute and clever. You've probably seen it and maybe laughed. And if it was just an isolated situation, somebody was not thinking at the time. But when people's brains start mistaking rationalizations for reality, that can be a problem. So why does this even matter? Despite STEM growth that I mentioned earlier, women remain significantly underrepresented, making up only 35% of STEM workers. Boys are surpassing girls in middle school math, as well as science achievement, according to Northwest Evaluation Association, which measures academic progress across the country. And when it comes to spending, U.S. credit cards hit $1.13 trillion with a T last year, highest in history, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Buy now, pay later has surged over 40%. We didn't invent it now. That's always kind of been the thing. What's the payment instead of what something costs? But it has surged over 40%. And studies show 64% of women use shopping to manage emotions. And we've all heard about it. It's retail therapy, right? These are real problems. But on social media, the message isn't watch your spending. It's you're not broke. It's you're aesthetic. You're not impulsive, you're empowered. But let me tell you, you can dress it up, slap a filter on it, post it for all your close friends to see, but math is still math, and those bills are coming due. And that math ain't mathin'. You just can't make that add up because your conscience and your bank account, they know the truth. Girl math also promotes sexism. If this trend was called dumb math, it would not be cute or funny. It would be offensive. I can't do math, I'm a girl. Now, if guys said that, if guys are saying you can't do math, you're a girl, we'd be sleeping on the couch or sitting on the curb. Same old stereotype, just filtered through a ring light. Now, let me assure you, there's also boy math. Did you know on average men carry more revolving credit card debt than women do? And it doesn't matter at what level. For example, 78% of NFL and 60% of NBA players wind up in serious financial hardship not long after they're out of the league. Now, what's that tell you? It tells you that they're out there spending money like they think it's going to last forever. Well, think ahead. But when men overspend, it's called risk, or just boys with their toys. They may also be labeled as bad with money, financially irresponsible, but when it's women, it's funny. but it's not funny. It's women mocking themselves, and that's infantilization disguised as empowerment, and it sends the wrong message. Don't worry about building wealth. Don't worry about financial security. Just treat yourself. Math, spending doesn't matter, but it does matter. Spending does not buy happiness. It does not buy freedom, because you know what? All those bills come home. All of those things come due. Why make yourself a punchline? In a lot of girl math videos, women are using girl math to explain spending to their boyfriends or their men in their lives. And the guys are looking at them like they've lost their minds. Maybe it's just a joke at the time. Maybe it's like self-deprecating humor. And maybe they think, oh, it just makes me seem relatable, likable, non-threatening. I know this is ridiculous, so you don't have to call me out. I'll do it first. If I make fun of myself for being silly or impulsive, then you can't shame me for it because I've already turned it into a joke. But here's the danger. You play dumb long enough, you start saying that over and over in your head, that becomes part of your internal dialogue. You know what? You're going to live down to what you're telling yourself. And when you turn irresponsible into an identity, that's not cute. It's a trap you're going to fall in. You don't need girl math. You don't need boy math. You need grown-up math. Real empowerment isn't spending money you don't have to impress people you don't know. I'll tell you what is true empowerment. It's being free from debt, free from shame, free from pretending. And whenever people are spending money on material things, particularly to impress somebody else, it tells me they have problems with self-worth. They have problems with self-esteem. I know guys that will pull up in a really nice car and say, you know what? I spent $250,000 on that car. What do you think of that? And I'm thinking, you're an idiot. That's what I'm thinking. If you're bragging about how much you spent instead of how much of a deal you got or how hard you negotiated, or what value you got, there's something wrong with you. I'm not impressed at all. I'm thinking you're going to run out of money way before you get to the end of the game. Nothing feels as good as knowing you are in control of your own life. Nothing feels as good as knowing that your value is not wrapped up in what you own, what you drive, what you wear, where you live. It's wrapped up in who you are, what you do, what you believe. Don't get caught in the trap of status symbols. There is always somebody with more money. There's always somebody with a nicer car. There's always somebody with a bigger house. But there's not always somebody that is you. Throw that stuff off and fall back in love with yourself. Be your own best friend. And if that's not the real story in your life, it damn well should be. Make that the real story. We'll see you next time.
Wherever you're getting the real story, make sure you subscribe and follow. I'll see you Monday.
Homeowners, when's the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles and your equity is the target. Criminals forge your signature and just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Use my promo code PHIL at HometitleLock.com and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you'll get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title. Urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code PHIL.